Man, how's it going? Just to let you know, Fears, we're live right now. We're live. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. Go to YouTube and type in the chat. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, do you want me to cancel my stream or? Well, I mean, like, you literally called as I was coming on. Okay, I'll cancel it. Okay. Yep. And Yakov says, "Hey, Randy Bobandy," and then No Face says, "Hello, Mr. Cameo Man." No Face wants to know who's that on the phone. Should I tell him the truth? Fears is on the phone. Everybody, Fears. Actually, I'm just kidding, Fears. I'm not live. Oh, okay, cool. So, hey, everybody, type a hey in the chat. Fears man. No Face is giving you a clappy emoji. All right. Yeah. Okay, I'm putting you on speaker.
How long are you gonna stream for?
About an hour, maybe.
Okay. I hear the echo in the background.
Echo. So, hey, everybody. I just wanted to let everybody know, like, I'm the one who spells my name wrong. And the reason I do that is because I don't want the trolls to know my real name. So I give myself like 5 billion different names.
Randall, you went by many versions. The Mayor of Magic.
Yeah.
Randall.
Like, some people are under the impression that you edit the animation videos. Fears does not edit the animation videos. I do that. I edit it myself, you know.
I don't know why. Listen, can people hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know why people think that, because I always tell everyone Randall gets all the animation credit. I don't know how to animate anything worth it.
And he doesn't edit it either. I'm the one who edits it.
The only thing I do is I write the stories, I act in the stories, and then sometimes I come up with some ideas for Cameo Man, and sometimes Randall uses my ideas, and sometimes he doesn't. But Randall gets all the credit for all the animation.
Yep.
And sometimes Randy helps me, like whenever I can't think of any ideas for Fears Man, me and Randy co-write Fears Man sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And it would get boring if it said everything Randy Brown. So I put, like Randall Brown, Randall Brown.
I don't know why they think that, because in every single episode of Cameo Man and every single episode of Fears Man, in the ending credits, it says, all animations done by Randall Brown.
Yep. And all editing done by Randall Brown. I don't know why they would get that impression either. So.
I don't know either. So what are you updating them about the cartoon about? Do you want me to tell them what I think about the newest drawings, and then we'll go from there?
Yeah, do that.
Okay, so let me go to my Facebook, because Randall always tags me the drawings. Randall, how many drawings did you do tonight?
7. I've been doing a really good job lately. I did 7 the last 3 days. I've been doing 7 consistently. Now, to update the fans on this, typically I only do like 3 or 4 drawings, but for the last 3 days, each day I've done 7 drawings.
Randall, you're doing a fantastic job. Now, how many more drawings do we have until this cartoon is done, and then you can start on the lip sync and all that stuff?
Until the drawings are done, I'd say we were at 18. I did 7, so I think we're about 11 drawings away from me being ready to lay everything down.
And then Fears gets to finally voice the character of Cody, which I haven't done in quite a long time.
No Face says, "Hope you are good. I need a monster." Well, I am drinking a monster. No Face.
All right, Randall. So let me check out these motherfucking drawings. All right. So the first drawing we have is of a gray and yellow door.
Yeah.
The second one is the gray and yellow door opening. The third one is the door is fully open and looks like it's the doorway to a med center. Then inside we've got the card killer talking to a guy with a white shirt with blood on his white shirt.
And he's got his finger up in the air.
Finger up in the air. The next one, he's got his finger down, and then the next one is just the guy with the blood around his neck, and then
the guy with the blood around his neck is named Ike.
Yeah, Ike. That's right, Ike. I forgot his name. And then the last few drawings is one of his hand, and then the other one is the back of the playing card killer.
Yep.
So Randall, they look really good.
Cool.
So Randall, they can totally hear me, right?
Yep.
So what new updates? Do you want to tell the fans besides the new drawings? The new drawings look fantastic.
Well, I wanted to explain the inception of the plot and how I came up with the plot.
Oh, nice. Well, go ahead.
Well, basically, I was watching a lot of movies from the 80s, right? And I noticed that a lot of the people from the 80s, they had certain rules, like the Predator won't kill anybody if they don't have a gun and they're not fighting them, and RoboCop has the 3 prime directives, and the prime directives were serve the public trust, uphold the law, and protect the innocent,
Actually, Randall, he had 4 directives. What's the 4th one?
Thou shalt not defy an OCP operator, but they deleted that a little later on.
That's true. That's very true.
And then let's see. And then the Terminator had things where he couldn't, he was focused on one person. He had to kill John Connor. That was his sole mission, and that was the only thing that he thought about or did. And then they reprogrammed him. And when they reprogrammed him in Terminator 2, John Connor had the rule of, no, you can't kill any people but other Terminators. And he's like, all right. So he goes up to the guy in the insane asylum and he caps him in the knee. And then he walks over to John Connor and he's like, he'll live, And when he got into the little...
Do you remember when he had that big ass minigun? He shot up all the police cars.
And he didn't kill one person, ironically.
He didn't kill one person. And then when he was trying to leave the building, and that guy was like, get on the ground. And then he's like, all right, fellas, take him down. And they shoot the Terminator a whole bunch in the chest and in the face.
Yeah.
And then the Terminator just grabs the gun out of his belt buckle and just shoots every single one of them in the knee.
And then I was watching some other 80s and 90s movies like Gremlins. And Gremlins had the rules, don't feed them after midnight, don't put any sun on them, and don't give them any water. And then if you watch the movie Scream is all about the rules. So with the playing card killer, the playing card killer finds this one serial killer named Ike and basically teaches him the rules. I'm not going to tell anybody. That's why I didn't want the rules to be on Facebook Fears, because those rules are going to be a little secret. So don't tell anybody any of the rules. But the playing card killer has certain...
My lips are sealed.
Yeah, the playing card killer has certain rules for becoming a killer, and then he kind of molds Ike in his own image, and he has a very devious and freaky plan. So you'll see that.
Let me ask you a question, a serious question. Do you think it'll take him 3 days to remember all the rules?
Yeah, Fierce. What are you talking about? Now
we're talking. All right, continue on, Randall.
Yeah. So the drawing should be done within the next 2 or 3 days, and then we'll get going on the lip sync, and then after that we go on to Cameo Man Part 2.
I'm looking forward to it, Randall. I'm really looking forward to voicing Cody again.
Yeah.
And this time I get to play Cody as an adult because I was sick and tired of playing Cody as like a 16-year-old boy. So now he's 18 years old, and I get to play him as an adult. So, hell yeah.
Yeah. But keep in mind, Bart Simpson has been 8 years old for like 30 years.
That's true. And now an old woman plays Bart Simpson.
Yep.
And she's like, what? She's like 62, right? Something like that?
Yeah. No Face asks, what flavor is that, Randy? The flavor is Ultra Gold. I guess I put gold in it. I don't know.
Randall, are you eating a lollipop? Perhaps some ice cream?
No, I'm drinking a Monster Ultra Energy drink.
Ah, gotcha. Very cool, Randall. Very, very cool.
Yep.
Let me guess. The can is green and yellow.
Nope, the can is gold and white.
Wow, I was way off. Way off, Randall. Randall, I gave your stream 2 likes.
All right, cool. Thank you.
All right, cool. No problem, buddy. What are friends for? So what other updates do you want to tell them?
So this episode was completely written by me, and I've actually rewrote some of the episode based on just like a few extra like little things. But this episode is all written by me, and there are 3 parts, and the so basically it's going to be like the 3 acts of a television show. It's going to be 7 minutes long, then 8 minutes long, then 7 minutes long. And I might put some phony or fake commercials in between the parts to pad out the time. So in the end, the episode will end up being only 22 minutes long, just like a normal Saturday morning cartoon.
Randall, I think everybody enjoys those phony fake commercials, including me. Like,
yeah.
Whenever me and my buddy Keegan recreated Magnables out of RoboCop 2.
Yeah.
Well, everybody loved that. And then Randall actually helped me do the special effects. Randall helped with kind of tweaking the end of it, and he helped put in the lasers that basically kill my buddy Keegan in the RoboCop remake of Magnables.
Yeah.
And so Randall has made me. How many fake commercials have you made for me, Randall? You did the Healthy Pizza Shop commercial.
I did the Healthy Pizza Shop commercial, and then don't forget all the campaign videos I did. I did 4 campaign videos in 2016, and then I did 4 campaign videos in 2020.
Well, in 4 years, Randall and me will be making another 4 campaign videos, and those for years.
Yeah.
Because he's playing golf, not committing crime.
Yeah, that was like our platform, because he's playing golf, not committing crimes.
Well, Randall, I'm tickled to death, and I can't wait to see what campaign videos you come up with next. Me and Randall also, is it okay if I make an announcement?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know when me and Randall are going to make these, but at some point me and Randall are going to make the Slavo-Matic 9000 commercials.
Yep.
And we're also going to be making the Napper Crapper 9000 commercial. And if you guys don't know what the Napper Crapper 9000 is, I thought it was one of my favorite movies, the Stay Tuned movie with John Ritter.
That's one of my favorites, too.
And, well, that's why I picked the Stay Tuned theme song to be Fierce Man's theme song. Whenever he's fighting crime, you hear the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's great.
Yeah.
Love that. So I just wanted to do that announcement. And Randall, should we tell them about my next 2 projects after we get done with Cameo Man Part 1 and Part 2? Or
yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Well, I have decided to put Fierce Man Episode 5 on a hold just for a couple of months. The thing I want to do is, I don't know if you guys know, but one of Fears is I love Weekend at Bernie's 1 and I love Weekend at Bernie's 2. Well, in Weekend at Bernie's 2, the star of the movie, they have a little animation, and I think me and Rand are going to try to recreate that animation. It's not going to be shot for shot, but some of it will be shot for shot, and then me and Randall, of course, will put our own little twist on it, and then me and Randall are going to shoot for at least a month or two on Blinding Lights, and we're going to buy props, we're going to buy a costume, me and Randall are going to write a full-on script, we're going to do a shot list, and then probably while we're shooting, we're going to come up with some shots on our own.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. Randall, how excited are you for Blinding Lights?
Pretty excited. And next month, I might buy another Realtek camera. That's the little GoPro camera I got you. You know, that camera is only $49, Fears, that I gave you.
Well, I appreciate. I haven't used it yet, Randall. Oh no, actually no. I filmed one or two scenes for a blog a couple of months back with it, just to test it out, and I put the footage in a blog. So I've used it once.
Mm.
So now I've got two new cameras, one from Randall and then one from my mom and my dad. But I haven't used the camera yet for my mom and my dad. So yeah.
So there you go.
This is true. This is very true. So Randall, what do you think they're more excited about? Like, I think they're excited both for Fears Man and Cameo Man.
I think a lot of people are excited to see Cameo Man. And also, I did want to make an announcement. I am starting a new franchise. Because my mom said she's tired of Cameo Man. Because, I mean, Cameo Man, I live, breathe, eat Cameo Man 24/7. And my mom was like, Randy, you need to have a new franchise. You need to, do something else other than Cameo Man. And I was like, you know what? You're probably right. I probably do Cameo Man to death. And Fears Man is your franchise. So,
Randall, I'll be honest. I love Cameo Man.
Yeah, Cameo Man is great. But I'm starting a new franchise. And,
this is news to me. Randall's not even telling me about this. So, Randall, what is going to be the new franchise? Is it going to be a new cartoon? Is it going to be a new vlog series?
It might be a new cartoon or it might be a live action series. The new franchise is called The Thought Police, and
okay,
it's.
I thought it was going to be called Project Sweet Little Angel.
No, we'll get to that. Yeah, but
I cannot wait for Project Sweet Little Angel.
Yeah, but the new franchise is all about there's a hypnotist who is also a serial killer who goes around hypnotizing people, and the police opens up a mind crime division, which is also called the MCD. And in the mind crime division, they deal with all the crimes that have to do with mind control and hypnosis and, brain messing around with people's brains. And, yeah. So, and then I play one of the lead detectives, and then Fears, if you want to, you could play one of the lead detectives. And
Randall, I would be honored. To I'm one of your best friends. You can always depend on me to do some voice acting work for you. So what part will I do?
I was thinking this is going to be a live action.
Oh, this is going to be a live action?
I'm going to see if I can do a live action one, yeah.
Well, I would not mind playing a detective. So, what type of detective will I be playing?
Your name will be John Camino. You are the partner to the lead character, Alex Forbes. And Alex Forbes is actually a girl's name. And Alex Forbes has...
The main character is Alex Forbes?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's you.
No.
Who's going to play that?
I just said it's a woman.
Oh, so it's going to be a woman playing that. So what part are you going to be playing?
I'm going to be playing one of the lower rung detectives. I'm going to have a bit part so that I can focus on directing the show. I'm only going to appear in a handful of scenes.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so it's Alex Forbes and John Camino, and they go around solving crimes that have to do with hypnosis and mind control.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yep. And I actually already have an episode completely written. I'm not going to air that episode because it would be too difficult to do. So I'm going to do like an easier to do episode before I, do anything. And I've really been trying to like get into the mind of the police and like think how they think and, use the same patterns that they do. And I really like it.
Randall, before we go any further, plug your two channel names, your two new channel names.
My new two channel names are Cameo Man 2021 and The Mayor of Magic.
The Mayor of Magic. Randall, explain why you switched them.
Well, number one, there was another Cameo Man who is also going by Cameo Man on YouTube. So I put the 2021 to differentiate myself. Plus, I'm a big fan of the show C-Lab 2021. So I thought it would be kind of cool to, copy the name. And then for The Mayor of Magic, there was this one documentary called The Mayor of like Main Street. And this guy was really cool. I didn't remember what his name was, but his name was like Roland Baristan or something. And he was in a lot of like really famous music videos from the 60s and 70s. He was in a lot of, he was in the Monkees. He was in some of the Beatles music videos. He was in the background. And I think he was in the Magical Mystery Tour. And this guy was really cool. And he was all over the place. And like he was like one of the main men behind the 60s and 70s, like really popular music videos and stuff like that.
Randall, can I be honest with you? And like, I'm pretty honest with my best friend.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. The two new channel names, they're all right. But if I'm being completely honest, I actually like the older ones better. Like Vlogging with Mr. Brown, I helped you create that name. And then Cameo Man, that's your baby. That's just my opinion.
But when everybody types in Cameo Man, there's a guy with like Coke bottle glasses who always appears first. But if they put Cameo Man 2021 in, I appear first.
You know what would be hilarious, Randall? If you changed one of your channel names to Slave-O-Matic 9000.
Yeah.
That would be funny. Randall's like, you son of a bitch, Beard. No, I'm just joking, Randall. No, that's just my opinion. I like the older channel names better. That's just me. Randall, you still there?
Yep.
Why were you so quiet?
What did you want me to say?
Oh, I was like, I hope I didn't piss Randall off because like you were real quiet for like a few seconds, and I was like, oh shit, I hope I didn't piss Randall off.
No.
Were you taking a sip of your energy drink, Randall?
I was.
Okay. Well, Randall, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of your show. Will you call me after the show's done? Because I want to talk more in depth about the pictures.
Okay.
I did like the pictures. So now we're down to, you said what? You said we're down to 11?
Yeah, 11 or 12, yeah.
Nice. We're making good progress. So hopefully, guys, I'm not saying it is going to be done at this time, but hopefully it's done, the second week in March.
Yep.
Hopefully. So then we can get on the next one. And then Blinding Lights and Fears' secret animation project.
All right, so I'll let you go. I'll talk to you later, Fears.
All right, Randall. Thanks for letting me come on the show, buddy. As always, subscribe to Lord Randall and Fears Vlog and Fears Man 26. And Randall, I will talk to you after the show.
All right, bye.
All right, bye, buddy.
What is up, Graham Sanders? Hey, how's it going? So, Graham, you missed it. I'm starting a new franchise because my mom is bored with Cameo Man. I know a lot of other people aren't bored with Cameo Man. A lot of people love him, but I feel she is right. I've been stuck on Cameo Man for a long time. So the new franchise is going to be called The Thought Police. And The Thought Police is going to be a CSI type show. And on the show, there will be two characters, John Camino and Alex Forbes. Alex is a girl. And The Thought Police. Yeah, clairaudience. Yeah, that could be your spinoff. You could do that. Oh, gotta police them thoughts. Yep. But the Thought Police, they're like the normal police, but they deal with crimes that have to do with mind control and hypnosis, because their main enemy is going to be a character called the Big Boss. And the Big Boss, he deals in hypnosis and mind control. And, nobody who works for him just because they want to. They work for him because they're his hypnotic assassins, And a lot of the people that work for the Big Boss don't even know that they work for the Big Boss, Like the openings to the shows are going to have murders that are that they didn't even know were going to take place. Like one episode of The Thought Police has like these two women run out into the street and they just get run over, and then like the police find that there was like this mind control serum in their blood, and that they might have been mind controlled, and a lot of the things that they did before they ran into the street and got run over were really weird. And yeah, so it's going to be a good show. And then it has to deal with one of my loves is hypnotic language and NLP and stuff. So I can use a lot of that. And like I told Fears, I'm really getting into and in depth with the hypnotic language that they use and stuff like that. So yeah. And I have been studying hypnotic language because a lot of people don't realize and understand that there is a whole language of hypnosis that people can use. And this show is going to be chocked full of that. It's going to be packed full of it. Like one of my major influences was this hypnotist called Milton H. Erickson. And if you don't know who Milton H. Erickson is, not only was he a pioneer in the field of hypnosis, he actually has an entire type of language called Ericksonian language modeled after him, And a lot of hypnotists use Ericksonian language. And he's not a very well-known guy if you're not a hypnotist. But if you are a hypnotist, you've definitely heard his name before. So, and like The Mentalist, there's going to be a ton of hypnotic language in the show. So look out for that. That's my new franchise, The Thought Police. And, I've actually, like I said to Fears again, I've actually already got an entire script written. And I might put that on my my script website so you can take a look at it. But yeah, so we got 5 viewers now. Damn, we're bumping up there. So yeah. So look for The Thought Police coming soon. And I've actually entered a screenwriting contest. And it's getting very close to revealing when can we expect this new series. Claire audience, you can expect this new series after Blinding Lights and after the we've got Cameo Man 1, Cameo Man Part 2 coming next, and then we've got Blinding Lights, and then we've got the Weekend at Bernie's cartoon, and then after that you will see the Thought Police. Actually, no, that's right. Not right. We got Cameo Man Part 1, Cameo Man Part 2, then Blinding Lights, then Weekend at Bernie's, then Cameo Man Part 3, and then after Cameo Man Part 3, you will see The Thought Police. So, and it's a very cool series. I'm working on getting some actual actors together. There's my friend Eddie Knight. I was hoping he could be in it, play a police officer. And John's going to be in it. And what is Blinding Lights? Blinding Lights is a song by the group The Weeknd. And there's this really cool music video. It's called The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. And Fears really, really likes that show. And what we're going to do for that one is... can you link your website again? Yes, Tristan, I will after this episode is over. And I will try to put the Thought Police episode up. And yeah, Blinding Lights is a music video by The Weeknd, and Fears wants to recreate it. And he's really excited about it. I'm a little bit worried about it because he wants to spend a lot of money on it. He's like, Randy, we're gonna go and we're gonna get Converse shoes, and we're gonna get matching Hawaiian shirts, and we're gonna get the same types of jeans. And like in my mind, I'm thinking, like I'm seeing dollar signs pop up, and I'm like trying to push those dollar signs back down. It's like, no, I don't want to spend all that money for this one music video. I don't know if it'll be worth it, but can you link us the website again? Nice. Well, what if you get a copyright strike? What would I get a copyright strike from? I don't understand, Tristan. Oh, for Blinding Lights. Well, even if it's kind of like a parody, so I don't think it would count as copyright strike. But it's going to be on Fear's channel, so I'll let Fear's figure all that stuff out. But yeah. But yeah, like, I mean, like Converse shoes, Converse is pretty expensive shoes, and those are like $60. And then like to get some matching jeans, that'd be like $20. So that's already like 80 right there. And then Fears wants to buy a bunch of fake dollar bills. And it's like, I said, it's $11 for 100 fake hundreds. It's like, oh, we should get like 4 of those. So like, he's going to get $22 worth, and I'm going to get $22 worth. So this whole music video is probably going to end up costing me like $100. And it's like, we're only going to use these Converse shoes once. We're only going to use the t-shirts once. And, I guess I could use the jeans all the time, but, I'm kind of like, like Fears, maybe we should just like, get the matching Converse shoes, and I'll wear some jeans that I already have, or, stuff like that. But, the dollars are racking up just for this one episode. I'm kind of like, do I want to do it? Do I not want to do it? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So do y'all, let me ask you, do y'all like the Thought Police idea? Because I was researching it. I was researching mind control and hypnosis for this one script that I was doing with my cousins, and I really got into it. There was this one program in the military around the 70s called MK Ultra, and the thing about MK Ultra is that it was this mind control program that was designed by U.S. people. And there was actually a program close to MK Ultra called Project Paperclip. And what Project Paperclip was about how we were taking scientists from enemy armies and using them to work for us. And in the MK Ultra program, they were basically around designed to create hypnotic assassins. So people who didn't even know that they were assassins would go out and assassinate people. And, that's where you get the term sleeper agents from. And, there was all these like little things, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. And there were a lot of drugs that were turned out during the MK Ultra program. Like some were hypnotic drugs. Like some of the drugs were designed to make people like stone drunk if they had like one little sip of a drink. And then they actually had the exact opposite of that drug, where you could take this drug and then you could drink like 5 gallons of alcohol and not be affected. And then they also had other drugs that would give you the symptoms of diseases. So if you were like undercover and you went to, work at this facility, like you complete your mission, and then they would give you a drug that would give you the symptoms of a disease. And then like once they said, oh, you can't work here anymore because you got this disease, like they would fire you, and then you would just quit, and then you would take the antidote and it would cure it, So a lot of interesting drugs came out of this program. And there was when the MK Ultra program was terminated, there were about 22,000 documents that they had in this program. And they said a lot of those documents turned up missing. And I'm like thinking of all the stuff that they created and like what they were trying to work towards. Like those 22,000 documents probably had some pretty insane stuff on them. If they probably had some pretty insane stuff. Hello?
Randall.
Lord Fears, turn your volume down.
I did. I turned it down, and I was watching the stream. Randall, I just want to clarify something.
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making fun of the trolls. I'm not making fun of
I'm on the phone.
Randall, I promise this will be the last time I interrupt your stream. I swear to you, blinding lights will not cost thousands of dollars, Randall.
Hold on, John. I'm streaming and I'm on the phone, Mom. Okay, yeah, what?
All right, Randall, put me on speakerphone.
You're on speakerphone.
Okay, all right. I'm not making fun of the fans. I'm not making fun of the trolls. I'm not making fun of you. Randall, I'm your best friend. I'm just excited for Blinding Lights. You know how excited I am.
Yeah.
I promise you, it will not cost thousands of dollars.
I said hundreds, but yeah.
Or hundreds of dollars, even hundreds.
Well, here's the thing, Fears. The Converse shoes are going to be $60. The jeans are going to be $20, and then you want to buy $20 worth of those dollar bills.
Randall, not if we spend it right. Like, I bet you we could find some matching jeans, like at a thrift store for a couple of bucks.
Okay.
Or they're pretty cheap at Walmart. So that take care. That takes.
No, they're about $20 at Walmart.
I don't know where you've been shopping, Randall. My last pair of jeans that I bought at Walmart were like $9 or $10.
I don't know where you've been shopping because I like the cheapest jeans I find at Walmart are like $16.
Well, I'm just saying there are cheap places to find stuff. Like if you go to Ross, of course, if you go to the Converse store, you're looking at $50 or $60. But like I'm sorry, not Michael's. Thrift stores, I get tons of Converse from thrift stores all the time. And if you go to
I guarantee you they do not have any yellow Converse in my size at a thrift store. I guarantee it.
No, like we'll have to go and check. We'll have to see. And
okay.
And if you do get Converse shoes, which we are going to, I guarantee you'll probably use them more than once, Randall, because they're really good shoes. They're really comfortable. Yeah. And like I said, Randall needs to get some proper shoes. Like you've got some proper shoes, but you need to get some nice, proper tennis shoes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's definitely worth an investment. And I said, you can wear the Hawaiian shirt whenever you want. I just thought, since it's my project and you're going to help me, one of Spears' favorite shirts is Hawaiian. Yeah. But you understand, I don't like Hawaiian shirts. I've never worn a Hawaiian shirt. Well, that's why I'm thanking you right now, and I appreciate that you're going to wear one for the show, for the video. Yeah. And you could always give it to someone if you don't want it. Yeah. Well, I could sell it back to you. How about that? Well, it wouldn't be my size, but I mean, I would give it to somebody. I mean, I'd make sure if you gave it to me, I would make sure someone would wear it. You know.
Yeah.
Like I said, we can look on the internet. I'm thinking a Hawaiian shirt on the internet is anywhere from maybe $20 to $25.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not asked to wear like the La Creme de la Creme $45 to $50 Hawaiian shirt. But I was listening as I was editing a video, and I was like, I don't want to like troll Randall, but I'm like, I don't think it'll cost hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
And like you said, that fake money, like just to sell it, because in that one scene they're playing poker, and I was like, well, obviously, I mean, me and Randall don't have thousands of dollars. I wish I had thousands of dollars.
Pixel Protocol wants a drawing stream.
Oh, we're gonna give him one the next time. Randall comes into town.
Yeah.
I told Randall. I said, Randall. I said, I will fork out the money. I said, I'll get you. I said, Randall can bring some of his dry erase markers. And I said, Randall, you can bring your whiteboard with you if you want. And if Randall doesn't, then I'll buy him a whiteboard from Walmart. Because how much are whiteboards at Walmart, Randall? Like what, $10?
About $16, $17. Yeah,
I don't mind. If you don't bring your whiteboard, then I'll just get you.
My whiteboard is trashed. I mean, it's it's got dents and wrinkles in it, and
you know what I can do, Randall, is you can have a whiteboard at your house, and then I can keep that whiteboard. So anytime you come to my house, we could just set up the whiteboard like on my couch or on my table, and you can draw away.
Yeah. Erie says drawing stream to raise funds. I don't know, Erie. Would you like drop $5 in the chat if me and Fierce did drawing streams to raise funds?
I mean, that would be a cool idea.
And Pixel Protocol says, Fears, you should have a whiteboard anyways and use it as a vision board when not doing drawing streams. And that is primarily what I got my my drawing board for, Pixel Protocol.
Let's rewind the tape. I'm not trying to sound like an idiot. I have no idea. What's a vision board? Like, what is that? I have no idea.
Oh, you don't know what a vision board is? A vision board is, you put your goals and you put your dreams on it. And then what I would do is when I was doing my my comic book, I made like a little graph on it. And I would if I did like 5 pages, I would like block out a little bit of the graph. And then if I did 5 pages more.
Kind of cool, Randall.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. I just put all my goals on the board.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
And then somehow I could like hang it up on the wall somewhere in my apartment. And
I want you to get your book done, Fierce. How far are you on the book?
Oh God, Randall, don't even ask. The Lonely Ghost.
Yeah.
I kind of put it off to the side. I told the fans earlier in my shows. I did 2 shows today. I did coffee talks and then I did a movie talk.
Yeah, and you inspired me with your coffee talks. I was like, I want to do a talk. So.
Oh, I thought you meant I inspired you to do your own coffee talk. I was like, don't be stealing my material, Randall.
No, I'm gonna drink coffee. I mean, you don't mind if I do like Randall's coffee talks, do you?
The what?
You don't mind if I do like Randall's coffee talks, do you?
Don't worry, Randall. If I inspired you, you're my best friend, and I love you like a brother. If I've inspired you to make your own coffee and to Randall, you know what, Randall? Don't call it Randall's coffee talk. Call it. I'm begging you. Call it Lord Randall's Coffee Talk.
Okay. But yeah, okay, go ahead. Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say.
So Lord Randall's and only drink Folger's coffee, Randall.
Okay, yeah, I only do that anyways.
Oh, actually, I was joking, Randall, because I was like, Randall can drink whatever the fuck he
wants.
Yeah,
I remember what I was going to say. Fuck, I forgot it again. Damn it.
I'm sorry, Randall. No, I was actually joking. I'm like, you can drink whatever coffee you want.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I heard about the strike thing. I would hope that people would not strike Blinding Lights because I'm so excited about
Well, it's a parody, so and we
we're not going to do it like shot for shot. And the only thing we're going to use is we're going to use the music. I don't know what it is about that song, but I love that song. And I know it's not Randall's favorite song. Randall said, you know what, Fierce, I don't mind doing Blinding Lights, but what Randall's really looking forward to, and I promised this, Randall said, Fierce, at some point after we do Blinding Lights and after I do a couple of my own projects, can we do a music video? Randall loves the music video, Kung Fury.
Yeah. The movie, The True Survivor by David Hasselhoff.
That's right. I'm sorry.
When I listen to that song, oh man, like I listen to that song and I'm driving down the street and I'm like, out of time, running in and out of time.
And I don't know if shoot that, Randall,
Yeah.
because the guy that made that short film is a genius. Basically, he shot the entire short film in front of green screens, and I think he had a few like locations where he went to actual locations.
Yeah.
But the guy that made that film is really good. I mean, ridiculously good.
He is.
He's ridiculously good. I know ridiculously isn't like a word, but
that's a word. Tremendously isn't a word, though.
I know.
I think you mean tremendously.
No, Randall. Like when I said tremendously, like that was one of Hilarious Fears' like made up words. You know, like
no, tremendously is Fears' made up word. Tremendously is actual.
Yeah. See, I don't use tremendously. I use tremendously.
Tremendously, yeah.
You know what? I don't even know where the fuck I got that from. It's just out of Fears' Hilarious brain. So.
And a lot of people don't know because, like, Fearsisms has become like a staple of Cody's dialogue. I put a lot of Fearsisms in Cody's, because, you know, like, Cody didn't used to talk like Cody talks. Like, now Cody talks like Fears talks because I have Fears play Cody. Yeah. Like, you know, Cody will bust out with, oh yeah, it's tremendously, that's great, or Cody, audience, Cody, you know, stuff like that.
I swear, you have to put in Fears' legendary Fearsism. I think the better question is why wouldn't I do that somewhere? I don't care whether we put it in Cameo Man or Fears Man. It has to be in there.
Oh, it'll be in there. It'll be in there.
Randall said one time, like, Fears, we need to make a list of how many Fears. I think I have more Fearsisms than Rasmus.
He has about like 40 or 50 Fearsisms, and I had them all written down on a Word document file, and I had and there has been more since I made that file, so I gotta go back in and put the like. I
Randall,
think you have 10,
that's
15.
Another video. That's another video we have to meet. We need to like sit down at my kitchen table or sit down in your room and. Like you just give me the paper, and I'll be like, "Hey, welcome back to Fears Man 26," or we can do it in a vlog. I don't care.
What I was gonna do is I was gonna put it in a really nice swanky font. I was gonna put it on a piece of parchment paper, and we were gonna hang it up like the 10 Commandments. You know,
Randall, this is what we need to do. You need to write every single. I'll help you.
Every single Fearsism.
And I will, Randall. If you make that for me, I swear. On my father's grave, I will frame it and I will put it up in my apartment.
Yeah.
I swear.
Because there is a ton of Fearsisms. Like,
I think that would be absolutely hilarious. Like whenever like my friends and family like come over from like Missouri to visit me, they're gonna be like, Fears, what the fuck is this on the wall? They're like, oh, well, I think the better question is why wouldn't you know what that is on the wall? You know, go check it out.
Yeah.
And then like list Bung and Chung and Zung and Chung to the Bung to the Zung to the Gung to the no, you know, and all of them. They're great. I stole a few from Trent, so I have to give some credit to Trent.
But they eventually became yours.
Well, now they are. But Trent like called me up one day and was like, "Fears, what the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "What are you?" Chung and Zung. I was like, "Yeah, Trent." I said, "I always give you credit where credit is due," and I said, we've been best friends ever since, like, you know, the 8th grade, buddy. So I said, we got to share Bong and Chung, you know, because I fucking love them. And he's like, all right, Fears. And then Trent demanded, he's like, Fears, you got to come and visit me sometime. And he goes, I got to get in a vlog, and I have to, like, tell your community, like, what the words mean. Like, the culture of Bong and the culture of Chung and all about cheap alcohol and stuff. And I was like, oh, I said, I'll get you in a vlog. Don't worry about that.
Uh-huh.
But no, seriously, on a serious note, guys, please, I'm begging you guys, please don't give me a copyright strike on Blinding Lights, because me and Randall, I want to go all out. And what I mean is all out, like, I really want me and Randall to write a script, because, Randall, be honest, we don't really, for our short films, we don't really, I mean, for Fears Man, we do write, not really a script, but we write, like, our lines down, and I kind of give you the gist of the story.
Yeah.
But me and Randall don't write a lot of scripts.
I do. You don't.
Yeah, I don't. I think on the go. Like whenever me and Amanda made The Lonely Ghost, I just said, hey, Amanda, you stand there. I'm going to shoot this shot like over your shoulder. Then I'm gonna come in and say these lines, and then I thought it would be much better to tell the story without any lines and just have the music tell the story. So I never really write scripts. But for this one, I said, Randall, I said it only takes one big video for you to go viral on YouTube. And I love that song. I just think it has a really cool, catchy tone. And I was like, Randall, if we do a parody of it, and it's not just a parody, it's a Florida parody of it. Because I think the guy that sings Blinding Lights, Randall, I think he's from, like, Nevada. Because in that music video, there's a lot of, like, references. Like, he shoots a lot in, like, Vegas. Like, he's in a Vegas casino, and then you see him, like, walking up the stairs and shit.
And, you know, I'm from Vegas.
I know you're from Vegas. But a lot of the music video is shot in and around Vegas, and then he shot some of those like street scenes in Vegas and California and shit like that. And I was like, well, if we do a Florida version, like Fears, like running down the beach with like his Hawaiian shirt, like half open, half open, like kind of like Miami Vice and like fucking Baywatch and shit. And Randall, remember you were laughing at this scene. I came up with
Pixel says the community chat won't strike it. They're wondering if the record label will. Are you there? Hey.
No.
Hey, how's it going?
My phone cut out. What were you saying?
Pixel Protocol says the community can't strike it. They're worried if the record label will.
I mean, I hope they don't. I mean, I've used music in other of my videos. Like whenever I never got a strike for me and you using Stay Tuned, in the Fierce Man episode.
Yeah.
I don't think it would. I really hope not.
Yeah.
Because it's such a cool idea, doing a parody of Blinding Lights, and everyone's really excited about it because, and I'm excited about it because I haven't made a short film. I mean, like a full-on short film since me and Amanda shot The Lonely Ghost, and me and her put a lot of work into that. Like, I did that one, and you can't please everybody, but not everyone liked The Lonely Ghost, but a lot of the community liked it. And they've even said Fears, like, we like it when you put a lot of effort. A lot of them really like my short films, and I was like, you know what? I'm sick of kind of being lazy. I'm like, me and Randall, or just me, myself, have not shot, like, a full-on epic short film. And I was like, what can we do? And I said, I really like that song. And I was like, I wonder if we could do, like, not really a remake, a parody of. Now, there is some shots where I want to shoot it shot for shot, Randall, but there's other shots where I'm like Randall, don't lie. You loved the shot that I made up of you sitting in the hot tub with your Hawaiian shirt on, and Fears is going to run by just dancing through the scene. Remember I said you're going to be sitting in the background in the hot tub with your Hawaiian shirt on?
Yeah.
And I said, Randall, I know you don't drink, but act like you're drinking, like just hold a beer like in your hand, and then Fears is just gonna like run through it and probably do like a forward dive roll and like just dance all the way through it. I told the fans, Randall, the other night I thought of a scene where since Fears crones it up a lot on the toilet, I said I need to have my shades on with my Hawaiian shirt on, sitting on the toilet, and I'm reading the Playboy magazine. And then I thought we could put in like a fart noise, Randall. And then all of a sudden you just see Fears throw down the Playboy magazine and like he takes out 2 Febreze cans and starts Febrezing it up in the bathroom. What do you think about that, buddy?
Okay.
I thought that would be absolutely hysterical. What do you think about that scene?
Yeah, sounds good.
It's going to be hilarious. So I hope all this work is going to pay off. But I promise you, Randall, if it costs a little bit too much, it'll be worth it, and I'll pay you back.
Okay.
My word is my bond.
All right, and we got you saying it right here on camera, so.
But I'm saying only if it gets too expensive, which I don't think it will. I'm sure we can find, like, I know, probably, I'll be honest, Randall, I'm not fucking with you, I'm not lying with you. Probably the most biggest expense will be the Converse shoes.
And Pixel Protocol says we have a verbal contract here. Actually, it's not verbal because it's on a recording, so it's more than a verbal contract.
Well, whatever it takes, Randall, I will do a written contract for you if you want. What I'm trying to say is probably the biggest expense will be the Converse shoes.
Yeah.
Because you said that prop money is like $11.
Yeah, and you said you wanted 4 of them, so 4 times 11 is $44, Fears.
Well, Randall, I was really excited. I'm sure if we got like 2 or 3 per person, I'm sure that would be enough. We don't have to get 4. We don't have to get 4. Maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to make it established, like, hey, we're fucking high rollers, like just like how, because in the Blinding Lights music video, the guy's portraying like he's a fucking high roller and he's smoking and going ballistic and he has tons of chicks and he's like, and he's playing poker and shit. I was like, well, me and Randall need to establish that we're like fucking high rollers. And Randall, I don't care if Quentin is listening. Remember the shot I said, like, when I throw the money up in the air, I want it to have like a little like red at the bottom. I want to have like a little red symbol or like yellow letters flashing. Shout out to being a spoiled rich kid.
Yeah.
And Randall literally lost his shit. Literally lost. Like, Randall was laughing hysterically. And he's like, oh, Fierce, you have to put that in. I was like, oh, it's going in. I'm like, shout out to being a spoiled rich kid is going in.
Yeah.
Randall, I just don't think they're ready for Project Sweet Little Angel. Project Sweet Little Angel, I think it's going to blow their minds.
Yeah, it is. A lot of people want to see the Thought Police. And, you know.
Dude, I'm digging that idea. Like, when you said it to me, like, Fierce has never played like a full-on cop detective. I think I could pull it off.
Yeah.
Listen, Fierce is in. I'm all about it.
Yep.
I'll shoot it before work, after work, just as long as I get, my money's at work and me and you can shoot this shit on the weekends. Or after work or before work, whatever.
Yep.
So lots of projects.
Yeah, I'm gonna use some of my friends from comedy that I know.
So yeah, Eric says, can we indefinitely suspend production on Fears Man to work on Thought Police?
No, because here's the deal. Fears gets 2, then I get 2. Then Fears gets 2, then I get 2. Fears gets 2, then I get 2.
Me and Randall agreed on this. Am I still on?
Yeah, you're still on.
Okay, cause I just want to make sure they could hear me. I told Randall that's the only fair way to do it. I think because Randall, I told him a long time ago. I said, Randall, if we only did Fears Man project, well, what kind of friend would I be if I did that? I'm like, I would be a shitty friend. I said, what kind of friend would Randall be if all we did was Cameo Man and Thought Police videos and all the other stuff? I said, Randall, to make it fair, you get 2 projects, and I'll help you as much as I can on your project. And then, because I don't know how to animate, Randall's a lot better on the computer than I am. I said, Randall, whatever I need help with, I said, and I've already told this to Randall, I said, Randall's not really a friend anymore. To me, Randall's like a brother. And I know Randall would do anything for me, and I would do anything for Randall. So I get 2 projects. And me and Randall, even in film school, we came up with some funny shit. Randall, I like, nothing made me laugh more when we were like, remember we were just dicking around in lab, like in film school? You're like, hey, Fierce, check this out. And you made that little block guy, like, he made a guy out of...
Yeah, that was on Poser. The program was called Poser.
And see, I had no idea what it was, because as we all know, Fierce is not really good at computers. I mean, I'm a pretty good editor, but besides that, all I use the computer for is editing, watching YouTube videos, doing emails, occasionally looking at Yummy Dillian, every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, of course, Randall. She's Yummy Dillian. I have to look at her.
Yeah.
She's great. And did you know that she lives in Orlando? So,
all right, we could go see her. Yeah. All right.
Well, I don't know.
I would do all the work on that one.
You going to see her, but Fierce would definitely love to hunt her down and get.
I would start an OnlyFans with Dillian. I really would. If she was down for it, I would make that happen. Dillian, it's hard work, but somebody's got to do it.
Randall, you are so bullish.
I'm not. Oh, dude. Oh man, if I could be with Dillian, and it'd be on camera, I'd be like,
Randall,
yeah.
Randall, I think it's been fully established that Fierce is more of a fan of Yummy Dillian than you. The trolls have.
If Dillian would have me, I would do that on camera. Yeah.
But Randall, they have trolled me for years. The minute Fierce said Yummy Dillian, and now I think it's hilarious. The minute I said that, they went to town on the trolling. So
yeah.
If anyone gets the first crack at Dillian, it's Fierce.
Okay. But you got to put the work in, Fierce.
Listen, Randall, I would get in there like a little champ of the night, and I would get the work done, and I would get an exclusive interview with Yummy Dillian.
Oh, yeah.
It would happen. But no, guys, all kidding aside, you know, I love Randall like a brother, and we do a lot of good projects. Randall, I haven't laughed that hard in a while. When you made that block character, like, shoot, like, block bullets out of his block gun, and, like, that one guy, like, dodge the bullets. Like, me and Randall, I can't even remember. We had a little name for it. You said, hey, Fierce, I made this especially for you. I think it's hilarious.
It was off The Matrix is what it was.
Yeah, we did a remake of The Matrix, but I think we called it the Block Matrix. Didn't we call it that?
Something like that, yeah.
And I watched it like 15 times, and I was losing my shit. Remember that guy came over and was like, Fierce, you're making a lot of noise. Like, people are trying to work in the lab. And I was like, I'm really sorry. I'm like, I don't mean to interrupt anyone's work. I'm like, just this video that my friend made makes me fucking lose my mind. Remember that guy? What was his name? Randall, wasn't his name Vic or something? He was in charge of lab. Yeah,
Vic Barrow.
Yeah, that Vic guy came over and was like, Fierce, what the fuck are you laughing about so hardcore? And I was like, this fucking video that Randall made for me is hilarious.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened to that video, Randall, because if I still had it, I would upload it to my channel. I don't know. For me, I thought it was hilarious.
Well, that video, I mean, like, we were in Collins College from 2006 to 2010. So that video is at least, if it was in 2010, it's at least 11 years old.
I know, but like, didn't you lose it? Like, I haven't seen it.
I don't think I saved it in the first place. I think I watched it for you and then I deleted it.
Oh, I wish you would have.
I wasn't impressed with it. I mean, you were like, "Oh man, this is the best thing since sliced bread," and I was like, "Okay."
You didn't think it was funny? I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was great, Randall. I thought it was funny. I appreciate you making the video for me.
You're welcome.
Like, remember, like, talk about me having a red face. I was on the floor fucking dying.
Yeah. And what was that one? What was the plot of that one video that we were doing? We were out in the parking lot of an apartment building, and you wanted me to like yell a curse word like really you wanted me like, you dumb motherfucker, but I didn't want to do that because like you wanted me to scream it like super really loud, and I'm like, Fears, like there are people in the buildings around this apartment complex. If I yell that really super loud, people are gonna come out and be like, what the hell is going on out here? What are you doing? And you not only wanted me to do that on one take, you wanted me to do that on several takes, and I was like, I don't know if the people around here would be okay with that. You know.
What's even funnier is one, that was my apartment complex.
Yeah.
In Arizona. Two, I can't even remember what the name of that project was.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was for, but all I remember is you wanted me to yell that really super loud, and I was like, I don't know. And you're like, just do it, Randall. I was like, oh. So I kind of like, you dumb mother, you know.
Well, the thing is with Randall is whenever he does curse, I love Randall. Like in Fierce Man, you just curse away because it's my project. But whenever I curse in Cameo Man, since Randall doesn't really like cursing, he bleeps it out. Which I think the bleeping out is even more funnier.
Actually, I mean, there's pretty much no cursing in Cameo Man because I want it to be for everybody.
Well, what I'm saying is you bleep it out. Like a few times you've implied the language and then you bleep it out.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I'm really excited. A lot of big projects coming up. Me and Randall, we're always working. If I'm not at work, then I'm at home, you know, either watching movies or working on the project. Lately, I've been watching a lot of movies because I already told the fans I've been kind of lazy. Actually, more than lazy. I need to get with it and get some projects going.
You need to get with it, Fierce.
Dude, I'm so far behind on my own personal projects. I need to. I can't even believe I still have fans. Thank God they're hanging in there like champs. But no, me and Randall have a great friendship. Randall's a good guy. If you guys haven't subscribed to him, please subscribe to him because Randall, like you're I've told this to Pixel before. I've told it to other people. Randall is multi-talented. He's a great writer. He's a great animator. He's written scripts before. He's got 2 books, right, Randall? 2 books?
3 books. Actually, with the novel a little before.
That's right. You got a book on the way. So he's got 3 books on Amazon, a 4th one on the way. Randall's a director, you know.
Yeah.
Randall, should we tell him when's that film festival coming up? We're going to submit a project in a month, right?
Yeah, the A3F Almost Film Festival. It's coming up. We'll see. We might not be able to do it because it might not be on one of your days.
I told Randall, if it's on one of my work days, then we'll have to get really creative. I told Randall, I said, if you can get my voice in there, I can, like, say it on the phone, and you can, like, take my voice and put it in there. But, yeah, me and Randall are going to try and submit something. And I wanted Randall to submit, like, many... It can only be 1 minute, and it has to be one continuous shot. I was like, hey, Randall, I'm like, we should just upload a clip of Fears Man or upload a clip of Cameo Man. Unfortunately, they said no cartoons. It has to be, like, a live-action shot.
Yeah. They said the thing about it is that it has to be 2 clicks of a camera. It has to be one click for turning it on and then another click for turning it off.
Like the way Randall explained it to me, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Randall, I'm sorry. The way Randall explained it is that it has to be 2 clicks. You turn on the camera, you shoot for about a minute, and then the other click is turning off the camera. Yeah. They said you could have a fade in and fade out. And that's it. Yeah. And they have a theme, and
you can add text and like colorize the footage and add special effects, but it has to be one camera click.
Like one camera clip, and you said 1 minute long, and then Randall, you said they give you like the theme. They give you like. Props.
Yeah, they give you a theme, they give you a prop and a line of dialogue, and you have to use all that. And the reason they do that is so that you can't like do one like 3 weeks before and say, oh, hey, I did this in a day, you know. And
yeah. So, and another reason why they do that is for people to get really creative with like their video short.
Yep.
Eric says, that doesn't sound very fair to me. What, the project? I think that's totally fair. Like, Randall has 2 projects, I have 2 projects.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get more fair than that.
Yeah.
I mean, now it would be unfair if I said, hey, Randall, I get 8 projects and Randall gets 2 projects. Then it would be unfair. But Randall gets 2 projects, I get 2 projects.
Yeah.
And sometimes Randall's been like, you know what, Fears, I'm really bored. I'll give you a 3rd one. That's how generous Randall is. And sometimes I've done the same. I'm like, you know what, Randall? I'm like, I've had 4 projects in a row. Go ahead and do 2 more projects.
Yeah.
Because sometimes Randall has gotten really into my project. He's like, Fears, I need more. Like, let's do another one. And I'm like, another one of what? Another one of your projects.
Erie's like, Randy should get 5 projects and Fears should get 1.
Did he really say
that? Erie said that, yeah.
Well, I know who I'm showing tonight.
Oh, shit.
I'm joking, Randall. I wouldn't show him.
It's Erie. I think. Is Erie a man or a woman? I don't. A lot of these names could be unisex, like Erie and like Callie could be unisex. Erie, I'm not disrespecting you at all. I just seriously do not know. Erie's kind of like a unisex. Erie says I'm non-binary. Well, shout out to Erie and all the non-binary people in the chat.
Non-binary? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I have no idea who he is. It could be a man. It could be a woman. It could be a fucking gorilla.
I am not. I just want to like underline here. I'm not trying to disrespect you, Erie. I think you're a great person. I just like there's some names where I don't know. It could go either way. So I'm like, you know, like D-Man is obviously a man because he puts man in the thing, you know.
I know D-Man's a man because I've heard his voice on camera.
Yeah. And I just want to do a bunch of shout outs right now. Shout out to Erie, shout out to Pixel, shout out to I'm even going to give Claire Audience a shout out. Shout out to Tristan, shout out to No Face, shout out to Graham Sanders, and I think that shout out to Yakvo. So yeah.
Let's be honest. The reason why you gave Claire Audience a shout out is because you want to keep the peace.
I want to be nice, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't start any shit, I'm perfectly fine with Claire Audience.
Well, he starts shit with everybody, but you know, like the thing is.
But as long as he doesn't do it on here, I will answer his questions, and I will.
See, Randall, you're more nicer than me.
Yeah.
I give people 3 strikes and you're out, and I gave that idiot 20 times, and so yeah. So I hate him beyond belief, so I will not give him a shout out. But all the other people, I'll give him a shout out.
And Pixel Protosol says, shout out to Randy the Magical. Yeah.
This is true. And like I said, that's another thing that Randall's really good at. Randy's good at magic. I mean, so I give Randall a lot of credit.
Because, like, I mean, like, let's give a little background on one of your vlogs lately. So Fierce has a vlog of me doing magic for two people in flippers. Let me tell them how that came about. I was doing a magic trick for Fears, and these two girls were watching us as I was doing the magic trick. And then I do the finishing move for the trick. And the two other girls at the tables, they started clapping. They were like, yeah. And I was like, I wasn't even doing the trick for them. And they thought it was awesome. So we asked them, hey, can we do a magic trick with you for our vlog? And he's like, yeah. They're like, yeah, sure. So
that's just how me and Randall work. He's like, Fierce, you know what makes like the vlogging cooler? And I was like, what's up? And he's like, let me do some magic. And I'm like, go for it, Randall.
Yep.
So Randall is definitely a lot more talented to me, and that's why I wanted to list all of Randall's stuff, because I'm like, I don't know why people think I don't give Randall enough credit for the animation. In every single animation, even in Randall's cartoon, it says all animation done by Randall Brown.
Yeah, and I'm the one who edits it. Fierce does not edit it.
Well, you edit it physically, but sometimes I give you notes. I'm like, hey, Randall, put this scene before that scene. So I help you in that way. But Randall actually is the one that sits down because I don't know how to do animation. So, and Randall said the hardest thing to do, it's not even doing the drawings, it's the lip sync is the hardest.
Yeah, that is the biggest pain in the butt, is lip sync, because it takes a really long time.
So I'll be honest, the only thing I actually do is I help Randall come up with ideas for each story, especially on Fears Man. Every once in a while he'll take some ideas, for Cameo Man, because normally when it comes to Cameo Man, that's Randall's baby. He created it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want anybody telling me how to do Cameo Man.
Exactly. And I always tell Randy, I'll give you suggestions. And sometimes Randall has actually liked my suggestions, and he's used a few. And sometimes, like, Randall's gave me some suggestions, and I've used it in Fears Man.
Uh-huh.
But Randall is the director of Cameo Man, and I'm the director of Fears Man. But you know what, Randall? At one point, I think I'm going to give you some I'm going to give you a directive credit, and maybe direct an episode of Fears Man.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you, I'll let you come up with a story, and it'll be all you. I'll voice Fears Man, of course, but at some point I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to give Randall a shot at directing.
Yeah.
Because you are a good director. I've seen some of your old short films. They're good.
Yeah.
So hopefully that.
And I've gotten lots better since then.
Exactly. So have I.
Yeah.
Randall, do you remember my first attempts at filmmaking? Horrible. Garbage.
Well, my favorite film that you do is the Deal.
Oh yeah. Well, me and Michael Brewer and Jonathan need to make the third part, because Randall wants to be in the.
I want you to complete the trilogy, Fears.
So do I. But see, Mike's got a wife now, and he's got a baby, and I think they're going to have another baby.
Shout out to Michael Brewer.
Yeah, I still talk to him. He's one of my bowling buddies. I still go bowling with him. He's going to be in the Missouri vlog whenever I put up the bowling footage. So I still hang out with the guy. He's just really busy. He's got a job. He's got a baby, and I think they want to have a second child, so they're probably going to have another baby on the way. Plus, he's married. And I told Mike, and plus, me and Mike live in different
states.
I live in Orlando. He lives in Missouri.
Yeah.
So Mike said, well, maybe one day Fears I can record some audio and you can put my voice in the Deal 3. And I was like, that would be fantastic. And I think everybody likes the Deal, because that's one of Fears' I have 2 Deal projects on Fears Man 26. So that's your favorite short film, Randall, that I've ever done?
Yeah.
Which one do you like more, the Deal 1 or the Deal 2?
The Deal 2, because the special effects were amazing on that. And the ending where you go.
Mike did all the special effects. He made his own car blow up and stuff.
Yeah, and the very ending where your lights out, you son of a bitch, and then you click the thing and then it explodes. I was like, oh, I died laughing.
Randall, I think the correct form of dialogue is adios, fucker, and then I clicked it and then I made his car blow up.
Oh, I died laughing when you did that, because number one, the special effects were so good, and it's a good final line for the film. Because that was I think that was the very end line of the film, and I was like, that's the way that you end a film.
Listen, Randall, I'm a method actor. I was really pretending that I was killing Quentin.
Oh, shit.
He was in the car tied up, and I set some explosives off, and I killed the guy. There it is.
Yeah.
Kidding. but not really kidding, but kidding.
Digging a hole for yourself here is just digging that hole deeper and deeper.
Oh, Randall, I'm not afraid of him.
Oh, shit. All right, calling him out right on chat.
Remember, he's a sweet little golden angel that never does anything wrong.
Yep.
What are you talking about, Pierce? You're a dumb shit. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, I digress, Randall. Let's continue on.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to continue on with my show with me. So, do you want me to let you go, and I'll call you a little bit later?
Call me, Randall. You know I'm kidding, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I do hate Quentin, but half the shit I say about Quentin, I'm really joking. I mean, obviously, I hate him, but I don't hate him that much to kill him.
Yep.
But yeah, I do hate him, but I don't hate him that much, you know.
All right. I think I'm going to go for 2 hours, Fears. Is that cool?
Yeah, just call me.
Because that'd be another 45 minutes. But yeah.
That's fine, because I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I'm going to stay up late and probably edit a video.
Because there's a few other things that I want to update the fans on, but I don't want to have to go back and forth. So let me let you go.
Well, I didn't mean to come on a second time. I just wanted to tell you and the fans that I promise, Randall, Blinding Lights is not going to cost hundreds upon thousands of dollars.
Okay.
I promise. Well, I'll try to make it as cheap as possible, but I do want to put a lot of effort into it because I think, because Randall even, it wasn't me that said this. Randall said Fears. Because one day I was kind of depressed, and Randall's like, Fears, all you need is one viral video. He goes, look at what happened to Roman. Look at what happened to Casey Neistat. They had one viral video, and bam, now they make millions.
Yep.
And Randall, I'll be honest, before I go, I don't have to have 13 million. I mean, before I die, you know what would make Fears a happy man? I'll probably never get it, but I would love, I have a fake YouTube play button hanging up on the wall. I would love to have an actual, real play button on the wall that says Fears surpassed 100,000. I mean, that would be more than enough for me. Now, I'm a realist. I'll probably never get there, but you know, Fears doesn't ever give up on his dreams, and I'll die trying to get that, you know?
I just want to get a little passive income going, you know, so I can pay more of the bills around the house, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if YouTube paid me a couple bucks, but I don't know if that'll happen, because you have to get, like...
Well, I totally gave up trying to make money on YouTube. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it.
I gave up, too. Randall, do you still do your Patreon account?
I haven't uploaded anything on there, and I've got 0 subscribers right now because it takes a lot of work to keep up a Patreon, and I don't know if I can put out, you know, such good content like every week.
Did you ever get any money off of it? I'm just curious. I'm not good.
Yeah, I got about 20 or 30 bucks off of it, but you know, like Patreon, keeping it up, like you have to do new content at least twice a week, and I'm like, I can't keep up with that. You know,
that would be a lot for me. I mean,
you would be able to do it, Fears. You should do it.
No,
the problem with you, Fears, is that no offense to your content, but I don't think a lot of it is that. I want to say I don't think it's compelling enough. Like, you know, your day at Walmart or your day at like a farm.
It's not bad. It's just I don't have the energy to do. That would be 3 channels because if you think about it.
Well, if you did that channel, I would make that your main channel and focus totally on that.
What I'm saying is that would make me have 3 channels because a Patreon account, it's not really an account, it's more like a channel.
Yeah.
It's just not on YouTube, it's on Patreon. So that means I would have to upload content to FearsMan26, then I'd have to upload content to Fears Vlog, and then I would have to think of new content to put on Patreon.
Yeah.
Because if you put the same shit on Fearsman and then put it on Patreon, you probably wouldn't make any money because they'd be like, well, why the fuck do I want to pay for this when I can just go to FearsMan26 and watch it for free?
I mean, like, I would work on trying to make more compelling videos. Like, I mean, like, you know, do videos with celebrities, you know, like go to a Comic-Con and do like Denise Crosby or John Bernthal and have an in-depth interview with them.
Listen, nothing would make me more happier than to do that, but I can't do that right now because...
I know, you're low on cash.
Well,
so am I.
one, I'm low on cash, and two, it's the COVID. Like, not a lot of conventions are going on right now.
Yep. The dude says, "Hey, Randy, what's up? Hey, what's up, the dude? 4464. Yeah."
All right. Well, I'm gonna go because that idiot's there. All right, Randall, call me later, buddy.
All right, later. Bye.
All right, bye.
All right. What up, the dude? The dude, one of my favorite subscribers. He's cool. Yeah, he's cool. So the dude, basically what I've been doing is I've been updating everybody on Erie Says Huh. Erie Clairaudience is he does parodies of my videos. So it's fun. So yeah, let's see. There's lots of other stuff that I wanted to talk about. So I recently wrote a book. I'm thinking about calling it My Life is Magic. And I did Leverage with Fears. And if you don't know what leverage is like a bet. And if you don't come through on the bet, you lose. But if you do come through on the bet, you win the fact that you did what you said you were going to do. So yeah. Oh, nice, another book. Yep. This book is actually a fiction book, and I've been working on it for a long time. It is exactly 40,000 words. If you don't count the words at the end, it's exactly 40,000 words. And it's basically about this guy who makes a bet that changes his life and all the lives around the people around him. So I was thinking I was either going to call it My Life is Magic, or I was thinking about calling it Money Where My Mouth Is, because he makes a bet and he puts his money where his mouth is. So those are two possible titles. And yeah, so I wrote it. It's done. And I bet John that I would write it in a month, or I'd give him $100. So I won, so I don't have to give him $100. And now I got my book. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to Fiverr, and I've looked up several beta readers, and I'm going to have a beta reader beta read it and be my editor. And then after that, I'm going to try to have the entire thing rewritten by the end of March. This won't affect any of my animation. And, man, you really cranks these books out fast. Yeah, and, I take my cue from Stephen King, the dude, because thank you. It is impressive. I take my cue from Stephen King. Stephen King does a jaw-dropping amount of work on his books. He does like both those titles. All right, thanks, D-Man. Stephen King does a jaw-droppingly amount of work. He does 10 pages every day. I'm like, there's no way I could do 10 pages, because 2,000 words is like 6 pages, and that's basically my limit that I can write for a day. After 2,000 words, I dry up. Like the ideas stop coming. Erie says, I wish I could read it. You're a huge inspiration to me. Thank you so much, Erie. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. I really am going to try to get it rewritten in March and then have it out by I'm going to have it out sometime in April. And Clairaudience didn't like that I did not have it. He didn't like the fact that it was so big, which I didn't know was going to be so big. They gave me a bunch of sizes, and I just had to pick one. And I was like, the biggest one's probably, size of a typical book. And I was like, when I actually saw the book, I'm like, this is ridiculous. It says a little memory book, and this book is like that big. I was like, it's huge. So with the next one, with the next book, it's going to be a very tiny book, but this book is not padded. Let me say there's not a lot of spaces between the chapter breaks. And unlike my other book, the little memory book, this is single spaced. So the 90 pages are going to be packed. They are going to be packed full of content. And I might even add like some more to the end. It might end up being 50,000 words total. What's the updates, Randy? Dank Meme Time Machine. How's it hanging? Is she your proofreader? the beta reader, I talked to the beta reader. It's a guy, and he said he would do 50,000 words. He would read 50,000 words for $20. So, and I picked a guy not because I'm sexist, but because the book is kind of like geared towards the male demographic. There's no like sex or nudity or anything in it, but it's kind of like geared towards male readers. So the reader, I chose a male beta reader. Not even joking, but you've inspired a few writers in the community. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot, Pixel. I appreciate it. Hey, Randy, just wanted to say, heard with your, I'm not going here to troll or anything. Haven't gone to a chat of his forever. I just genuinely like you. Thank you, the dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, I try to, include everybody and be nice to everybody and just chill out. Hold on, I want to do something. Just want to do something. So there we go. Let me see. Yeah, I try to be nice to everybody, like I have always practiced this in my life. Like, if you're respectful to me, I'll be respectful to you. Because, there are some people, and not you, the dude, not Pixel Protocol, not Dank Meme, not anybody of those guys, but there have been some people that are really disrespectful to me and like really, like troll it up. But like my basic thing is that if they're nice to me, I'll be nice to them back. If you're going to be civil with me, I'll be civil with you. And that's the rule I try to live by. You, Randy, some nuanced takes on movies. Yeah. I watch movies raise me, Dank Meme. Like movies, like my mom worked at the racetrack for most of my life. So she wasn't there. So what she did is she got, the best cable system, plopped me down in front of movies and was like, here, Randy, watch this. And I'll be back at like midnight. I was like, okay, Mom. So like HBO and Cinemax basically raised me. So, like cable has been most of my life, except his US take on that old boy was better. That's smooth take. I just finished watch Hot Fuzz. Great movie. Hot Fuzz is really interesting. I was raised on Skinamax. Yeah. Weren't we all? Yeah. So yeah, one thing that I noticed about like there's just one movie and now I can't remember it, damn it. But I have a lot of interesting takes on a lot of movies. Like a lot of people know one of my favorite movies is Event Horizon. And a lot of people don't know that Event Horizon was basically sold as The Shining in space. And it was directed by one of my favorite directors. And Event Horizon, the thing with Event Horizon is that they shot a boatload of footage that they didn't air. And like Event Horizon was supposed to be like an hour longer than it was. And they eventually had to trim all that footage down. And you can see all that footage in the like half frame glimpses that you get when, they show like everybody, like, that what they're afraid of, they show like quick flashes. They show like 30 or 40 like little clips in like a frame. And all those pieces of footage, that was material that got cut out from like the 3-hour-long version. But the problem with that is that when they made Event Horizon, they lost the footage after they put it in the vault. They were like, oh, we'll bring it out of the vault and we'll make a director's cut. And they look for the footage and it's like, it's not there. It's completely gone. And the original footage that they had for the master had deteriorated a whole bunch. So it's like, oh, we can't do anything with this footage and we don't have any of the other footage. And, I don't know what happened to that other footage, but I heard it was pretty gory and I heard it was pretty profane. You know, I hear they hired porn actors for some of the scenes in that movie, and I was like, damn, I wonder what that footage was. And that footage was lost to the world. So the edition of Event Horizon that we get is the original master, and that's all you get. I recently saw Willy's Wonderland. There's never been a movie that I've had such a neutral opinion on. Recently saw Event Horizon is pretty Lovecraftian. I dug it. You ever see Into the Void, Randy? Yeah, I saw Into the Void. It was interesting. Event Horizon is pretty great, really underrated. I loved Into the Void. It was Into the Void. I thought it was just The Void, different movies. Yeah, I think Into the Void and The Void are two different movies, like Pixel says. But yeah, like one of my favorite movies is Event Horizon because, you know, the color in that movie is amazing. The Void is really good too. Yeah. And like Paul W.S. Anderson, I don't know what his color scheme was for that film, but I know that Paul Anderson does have very specific color schemes for his movies. Like his one movie, Soldier, which starred Kurt Russell and Connie Nielsen. In the first act was centered on the military. And in America, the typical military colors for the military are blue and green. So everything in the beginning of the movie is blue and green. And then the second act of the movie is kind of like a Western. So Paul Anderson decided everything in the middle of the movie is going to be brown and sepia toned. And then in the third act, the two worlds collide. And now we've got everything blue and green and everything sepia toned. So it all comes together in the end. And I don't know what his color scheme for Mortal Kombat was, but I would really like to know. If anybody knows, let me know. Randy, did you see The Color from Outer Space? No, I did not. Really liked it. Oh, wait, Pixel. I was thinking Enter the Void. So many Void movies. Yeah, that's a good Lovecraft one. I was about to say, Dank. Damn, didn't realize there's so many. LMAO. Laughed my ass off. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to try to have the book done by the end of April, and you will see that. And let's see. And then also I wanted to say, let's see. I've entered a filmmaking contest. I know I've said this tons of times. I will get to know whether I made it by the 3rd. All right. So I am going to see whether I won on the 3rd. And the first place prize for this is $500. And if I can get that $500, that'll be great. But the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th place contestants get free script coverage, and you get your name submitted to like top studios and stuff. So we'll see how that pans out, and I'll do I'll let you know on March 3rd. The contest that I entered on I entered it about a week ago. It was a 48-hour screenplay contest. So they email you, and then you have 48 hours to do the screenplay. And I wrote the screenplay, and I sent it in. I used all 4 pages. I like maxed out. I was like, I'm gonna put my full effort into it, and I'm gonna see what it gets. And then, we'll see. The Void is good too. It's pretty trippy. I have to look up Enters if you've seen it. I think the lesson is we should go out and watch movies with Void in the title. Yeah, Enter the Void is directed by Gaspar Noé, same guy who made Climax in 2018, which was an incredible movie. We'll all be rooting for Randall. Thank you very much. Also made Irreversible, that movie with horrific R-rated scene in the subway station. Yeah. Yeah. So there was one Christopher Nolan movie where I pointed out something, and I think it was a Christopher Nolan movie. Here's the thing with a lot of villains plots in movies is that a lot of villains plots don't make sense. Like, I understand that Bane like wanted to blow up Gotham City in like 6 months, but really, honestly, why didn't he just, hit the button? Like, why give the police and the FBI and the CIA all that time to, try and stop you? Why not just click the button, you know? And here's the problem with a lot of movies. Like, sometimes the villains' plots don't work out if they would have just, like, if everything would have went according to plan in some villains' plots, like, a lot of villains' plots would not have existed without that little hiccup. I can't think of any right off the bat, but like Bane's plan, like Bane's plan would not have worked if you gave CIA, an American military, and all those people 6 months. I guarantee you would be out of commission by the first month. You would not be around. Like, they would find some way to infiltrate the city and basically do what Batman did. So I'm trying to think of some villains' plans that are like that. Like, and the problem with a lot of TV shows is a lot of TV shows forget their concept. Like, and I'll tell you one specific example of this. Like, there's some characters in like movies and television where they have like a photographic memory, but they can't remember like really like obvious pieces of music or like really obvious dates. Like, there was a certain attack that happened. I don't remember what date it was. And it's like, yeah, it's 9/11. And like in Limitless, the movie was a fantastic movie with the guy who plays Rocket Raccoon in Limitless. But the thing is like the show used a plot device, and the lead character, when he takes NZT, he can remember everything. He can remember things from when he was inside the womb. But on one episode, he takes an NZT pill and he can't remember the name of a guy he's met like 500 times. Like, the side characters are called Mike and Ike. And it's like, you met this guy 500 times. You must have read his ID badge like 500 times. You can remember stuff from inside the womb, but you can't remember what this guy's name is. That is very implausible and very illogical. So, how's the show compared to the movie? The show is, the first episode is really good because in the first episode, it's serious. There are a few lighthearted moments. It's not a comedy, but like after the fifth episode, after the first episode, they try to make it a comedy. Like literally the last like 3 to 4 episodes of the movie, the last 3 to 4 episodes of the series were basically parroting movies and comedy movies, not like serious like movies. Like in one episode, the entire episode is trying to copy Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And then in another episode, they tried to do a different, I think it was like 16 Candles or something. And, when it was serious, like the first episode and the movie were serious, but like every episode after the first episode, they were trying to make it a comedy. I was like, and one thing about, here's a little plot hole about the movie. Like, I think if you're smart, you pretty much realize like the stock market is a gamble. There are certain things you can't really predict it. Like, it is like a living, breathing thing. If you were really smart and you could write a book that's an instant bestseller, then what I would do is I would just, like, if you could write a bestseller in like 2 or 3 days, I would just keep turning out movie screenplays. Like, if you could put out like 5 Oscar-winning screenplays in like a month. Like a really good screenplay goes for like $5 million. Like if you come up with a good, interesting screenplay and has good concept, has good dialogue, good description, terse description, like they will pay you $5 million for 90 pages of paper. You know, like if you really were superhuman smart, like you could just basically write your ticket just writing screenplays. And like in the movie, Bradley Cooper's character, there we go, I got it. Bradley Cooper's character writes like the best-selling novel in like 3 days. And if you could write a screenplay like that, you would be able to write your own ticket. And then eventually, you know, if you made proper like financial decisions and invested your money in the right things, you could like double and quadruple that movie. And then also if you said, oh, you know what, I also want a percentage of the take of the thing, and it turned out to be like a $1 billion movie, like 1% of $1 billion is like a lot of money. You know, like even if you just got just 1% of $1 billion, you would be set for life. I think like 1% of $1 billion is like 100 million, you know, so whatever you did, if I was super smart, I would just write screenplays for the rest of my life. Wonder why they go about it like that. Speaking movies to TV, anybody watch Snowpiercer? I like the movie, but the TV show, I really like David Diggs, but I don't know, he as a leading man. The thing about Snowpiercer, 1% of $1 billion is 10 million. All right, cool. So I knew I was off a little bit. But anyways, like still 100 million that's a lot of money. Or 10 million is a lot of money. Yeah, I gotta love that movie, Dank. So yeah, like I'm not a good math person, the dude. Just I'll let you know that right there. Tilda Swinton is my favorite actor. Thomas Jefferson, yeah. So here's the thing about Snowpiercer. That train can only be so long, you know, and you can go through the entire train in 2 hours. And it's like, how do you possibly sustain a movie that in essence can only really be told in 2 hours? Like that concept to me would be like being stuck in the cube for 24 episodes. You know, like Cube, I don't know if anybody's seen Cube. Cube is basically there's only one set in Cube. And like there's like 7 people stuck in the cube, and then there's like 6 ways they can go. They can go up, down, left, sideways, front, and back. And you're stuck in this giant cube that has a bunch of other little cubes in it. And if you pick the wrong direction to go in, you die. Like there are booby traps in all of the wrong cubes. So if you go into like the left cube and that's not the right, let's say the top cube is the right one you should go through. If you go through the left cube, you like get diced into like a million tiny pieces by buzzsaws. Then if you go forward into the wrong cube, you get like fried and like burned alive. And then if you go into the right cube, you get frozen, you know? So there's all these different ways to die. And eventually they figure out like there are numbers on each of the like little hatches. And if all the letters are prime numbers and you go into the right hatch, you can just keep going into the right hatch until you get out of the cube. And it's a good movie. And it's a solid 2 hours. And eventually they figure out like, oh, all the numbers that are prime numbers are safe to go in. So they just go into all the prime numbers thing, and then they eventually get to the outside of the cube, which turns out to be like this giant building in the middle of like nothingness, it's a really good show. And I'm not going to tell you what happens after that because I don't want to spoil the ending. There is more after that. But like Snowpiercer for like 24 episodes to me would be like Cube for 24 episodes. Like good for 2 hours, But after 2 hours, we want to see something different than another set, you know? And I kind of feel like Snowpiercer to me would be the same thing. I kind of feel like it would be like, you know, another train, another car of the train for 24 episodes. It's like, I don't know how long you could sustain that plot, but I don't think if you're just going from car to car that you could sustain an episode. I mean, even like a train that's like 200 cars long, I don't think that that is good enough a concept to sustain for that long of a period of time. Like, you would have to have an angle on it. You would have to, like, you know, show flashbacks, or you would have to show like flash forwards, or, you know, like maybe have like one of the characters tell a story and the story like lasts that long. I think Cube for 24 hours would be the same as Snowpiercer for 24 hours. 1 million is a lot. Imagine times 10. I don't know. There are obstacles. Such a good trap can keep you stuck for quite a bit. I love movies that are all in one setting. Have you ever seen Buried? Yeah, I've seen Buried. I've seen bits and pieces of Buried. I got distracted. That's a good one. But I also don't think the movie shows last that long in total. Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing about Cube, and that's the thing about Snowpiercer. That was the thing about Home Alone, because here's the thing about Home Alone. Home Alone, the concept is only good for about 2 or 3 movies. Because think about it. When Macaulay Culkin played in the first one, he was like, what, 8 or 9 years old? And like an 8 or 9 years old stuck at home, you know, with burglars trying to get in, that's a good concept. Like, you can do that for, you know, once. But in actuality, by the time that Home Alone Part 2 came out, he was like, what, 12 or 13 years old. Okay, that's, you know, he's stuck in New York. He doesn't have any, he's got his parents' credit card. So that concept works. But like, by the time Home Alone 3 would have come out, it would not have worked, because by that time, Macaulay Culkin was about 16 or 17. So now it becomes just like a teenager Home Alone. And the concept is that this tiny kid is home alone. And now, like, in actuality, Macaulay Culkin is like 16 or 17. And it's like, oh, like, a teenager stuck at home is not really a big deal. Like, when I was a kid, like, after like 14 or 15, my mom started leaving me home alone all the time. But yeah, like, stuck home alone at like 16 and 17 isn't really a big deal. So like in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th Home Alone movies, they had to like swap them out with a different actor. Problem is, Macaulay Culkin was like the big draw of that movies. So now you've swapped him out with a different actor. Nobody cares about that movie. You don't have the brilliant Chris Columbus writing and directing. And then you've got 4 and 5. 3, 4, and 5 went direct to video, by the way. A lot of people don't even know that there is a 3, 4, and 5. But there is. Home Alone had 4 sequels. There was Home Alone 2, 3, 4, and 5. But like I said, those concepts are only good for a handful of movies. What's up, Tender Immortal? Like, I think Snowpiercer takes place during a day. Hi, Randall. The ones without Culkin seem so weird. Yeah, I agree. Pixel Protocol. Those were weird movies. Like, a lot of those movies were just like, why did you even? Now, the concept for Cameo Man on a different. On the other hand, the concept for Cameo Man, the series. And I've written actual episodes of Cameo Man, like hour-long episodes. The thing for Cameo Man is Cameo Man always handles crimes that deal with his company. Like, Cameo Man actually works for EFG, the Eric Frederickson Global Corporation. And so, you know, and the company is a weapons company. So, you know, every week somebody comes in and like steals some of the weapons, or some people like steal some of the weapons and make it in their own company. And then some people, you know, from the company get kidnapped or die or, turn up missing. Cameo Man has to go find those people. That premise could sustain a boatload of episodes, and, like weapons companies, like he creates different weapons. The lead scientist is called Professor Cool, and Professor Cool is always coming up with these little new and nifty gadgets that always get stolen, or Cameo Man has to use them and test them out and stuff. What is EFG? I don't think you ever mentioned that before. I haven't mentioned EFG in any of the animated shows, and because I didn't have an actor for him, I never used Eric Fredrickson. But Eric Fredrickson is Cameo Man's uncle, and if you read some of the Cameo Man screenplays that I wrote, he actually has a big part in the show, and he has a big part in the hour-long episodes that I wrote, and he has a big part in the movies that I wrote. And Cameo Man's parents were killed. And I'm still trying to figure out a really good way to kill them off that, just doesn't sound like Batman, because that's the one thing I want to differentiate myself from was Batman. But yeah, Eric Fredrickson, he took Ray and Cody in, and he's a millionaire. He's actually a billionaire, and he gave Ray and Cody, like some spending money. And then when Ray turned 18, he had to house himself and find his own thing. But yeah, Eric Ferguson, he is a pacifist, and he runs his own company, EFG. And then eventually in the second movie, he dies and gets killed off, and Ray turns EFG into the Cameo Corporation. So that is basically the plot of the first two movies. Cameo Man really comes into his own by the second movie. So Professor Cool... And Professor Cool he's like Q to James Bond. Professor Cool, he's 22. He's super smart. He does everything. Professor Cool, you actually see him in one episode of Cameo Man, the animated series. He's in there. If you look, he's in episode 10 or 11 of Cameo Man versus Mr. Taser. He's in there. And yeah, the dude says it's what comes after A, B, C, and D. Yeah. But I thought the EFG Corporation was, I thought that was a really good title for a corporation. And you'll even see the EFG logo in some of the background and some of the shots of the towers. Randy, are you the Oracle? No, if I was the Oracle, oh man, it would be open season on some people. Hey, put me in a Cameo Man and Fierce Man cartoon. Dragon. I also got to say New World in a game I am playing. Always, though, Cameo Man was short of to mention Hopper, who went everywhere with no real job, just chilling. Hopper, yeah. So, Dragon, I might put you in Cameo Man. We'll see. But here's the thing. I said this show was going to go for 2 hours. I really have to use the restroom, and I'm not going to go to the restroom and leave you all hanging for 2 minutes while I do my duty. So it's 1:53 right now. I'm going to go to 1:55. If any of you have any other questions, let me know right now. But yeah, Cameo Man, for the most part, I'll put some hour-long episodes up on my website. I'll put some hour-long episodes up on the website and show you what a Cameo Man hour-long episode would look like. And I really use the structure from a lot of shows like CSI and The Mentalist and Criminal Minds. And in every hour-long Cameo Man episode, I have a certain structure, and it follows the CSI structure. I haven't done any hour-long episodes on my channel, because an hour-long episode of Cameo Man would probably take me about a year to do, and I don't want to spend a year on one episode. But if I sold it to a company, I could get somebody to animate it and edit it and do the lip sync and all that. But basically, the structure for the hour-long episodes, and I've actually got 3 hour-long episodes written, if you didn't know. The 3-hour-long episodes, they follow this structure. The teaser, which is what becomes before Act 1, the teaser, somebody who works for the Cameo Corporation is killed, or somebody steals something from the Cameo Corporation. Then the first act is Ray finds out about it, and if there's a murder, Ray goes to the crime scene and talks to the friends, family, and coworkers. That's the first act. Then the second act is he interrogates possible suspects. The third act is he finds out the person that he thought was the killer wasn't actually the killer. And by the end of the third act, there is some sort of life-threatening situation that Cameo Man finds himself in. And then finally, in the fourth act, they resolve the life or death situation. The character confesses to the crime, and they're locked away or put into cryo freeze. And then the tag is what comes after the fourth act. And the tag is usually, they talk about some joke, or they set up a villain for next week. Somebody sends a bomb threat to Cameo Man, and then the next episode is they have to deal with the bomb threat. So that is the 4-act episode. You got the teaser, first, second, third, fourth act, and then you got the tag. And though that is basically the episode in a nutshell. That's every episode in a nutshell. And CSI follows that structure. The Mentalist follows that structure. And that is the structure that I'm going to be following with every hour-long episode of Cameo Man. I will put that up in a little bit. But I'll read some of the chat, and I will wrap up. So, what do you think are some of the most underrated movies ever? I always like to say The Cable Guy. Underrated movies, I got to say THX 1138 is an underrated movie. One of my favorite movies is Super Mario Brothers, and that gets crapped on a lot. Another one of my favorite movies, Labyrinth. A lot of people, Labyrinth wasn't big at the time, but when Labyrinth came out, a lot of people are finding it. And then also The Dark Crystal was another one that was also Jim Henson. That movie didn't get a lot of attention at the time, but over the years, it's got a really big cult following. What are some places Cameo Man has made cameos? He knows to make them whenever he can, but he's made so few. Cameo Man has cameoed in Star Wars. He's cameoed in Batman Returns. He's cameoed in this one commercial called Crossfire, and I think that is the entirety of cameos that he's made. But I will have Cameo Man in more movies, because there are quite a few that I want him to be in. But I've got to have the concept there first. The concept is king. I don't just make something off the top of my head. I've got to have a really solid concept in order to move forward. Good night, Randall and chat. Good night, Pixel. Didn't The Fountain end with some crazy trippy animation? The Fountain is also a really great underrated movie. I believe The Fountain ends with the guy finding out his girlfriend was reincarnated as a tree. I think that was the end of The Fountain, and that led into the future scenes. The Fountain is amazing. You haven't seen it, you need to watch it. I agree. The Fountain is probably Darren Aronofsky's best movie of all time. I can't watch The Fountain because I cry every time I reach the end of that movie. What happened to him parallels a lot of things that happened in my life. I'm not going to tell you what and how it does, but watching The Fountain, I cry like a baby every time I see that movie. It's so sad, and I watched it with one of my friends, my friend Benny, and Benny only likes stuff that has to do with unicorns and furries and stuff. And I was crying, and Benny was like, "What are you crying about?" I'm like, "Benny, the guy just lost his wife, the person he loved throughout the entirety of time. He loved her. He did everything he possibly could to keep her alive, and he failed. Like, you don't find that fun. You don't find that like depressing and like heartrending. And it's like, I don't know, this seems boring to me. And then Benny goes off and watches, like freaking My Little Pony, and like, I like Little Pony. Like, Benny, you're immature. You are immature, Benny. You do not know anything about adult life. Sounds cool, Randy. Your drive is admirable. Thank you, dude. It was the first George Lucas film. Yes, Dragon Zeron. Not a lot of people know that. Pixel Protocol. I want to see Cameo Man in an Altered States remake. Dank Meme Time Machine says Super Mario Brothers is offensive as a Mario fan, but it's fun. Labyrinth is amazing. Just for the puppet work alone. Great stream. Enjoy it very much. Is Cameo Man going to take the place of Stanley? I don't know who Stanley is. You should Cameo Man him Fears Man, since you do that all the time. Well, actually, I already did that. Cameo Man does battle a clone of Fears Man. Just toss him in the background. Love the Fountain. Amazing soundtrack, too. Yes, Clint Mansell did an amazing job. Did your ex turn into a tree, Randy? No, that would be interesting. I'd say Aronofsky's best is either Black Swan or The Wrestler. Black Swan is good. The concept is good, but like, there are no shots in Black Swan that had me go like, whoa, that's a good shot. Or same thing with The Wrestler. The Wrestler kind of had like drab, realistic lighting. And I saw The Wrestler, and it's really profane, and like, there's a lot of vulgarities in it. Are you excited for the new generation of ponies? No, I am not. The fountain is up there. Would Fears sit through the fountain? I don't know. I think Fears might find the fountain boring. Grana, The Days of Pinkie Pie, and Applejack. Yeah, I cried at the ending of The Thrilling 3. Thank you, Timmy MC. I appreciate that. Erie, we are in the 5th generation of ponies now. Yeah. Pixel Protocol, Lonely Ghost gets me every time. Yeah, Lonely Ghost. I love that movie. And I would put the fountain. Music over the Lonely Ghost. But actually, we went to 2 hours and 1 minute. So I am just going to say, my name's Randy Brown for Cameo Man 2021 and the Mayor of Magic. And did you hear Carrie might be moving to Florida to stay with Fears? No, I did not hear that, Dragon Zeron, but that's great news. But I got to go, because my bladder is about to pull an alien on me, where it's going to explode out my stomach. I.e. good stream, Randall. Thanks, Pixel. Dude, not 1 minute overtime. See you, Randy. Good stream. And I'd like to thank everybody. I'd like to thank the dude, Erie, Pixel, Team MC, Dragon Zeron, Dank Meme Time Machine, Yakvo. Thanks for coming. And my name is Randy Brown for Cameo Man 2021 and the Mayor of Magic. And I will see you all later. And thanks to No Face, too. And I will see you all later, alligator. All right, bye.